A common topic in badminton is that there's not a lot of money to be made in badminton. While that is such a shame, I realized recently at the Hong Kong Yonex-Sunrise competition that that was a little bit of a narrow view. That yes, there's not a lot of money in professional badminton and players do have to struggle to keep getting money, but there's actually a lot of people whose lifelong profession is badminton, and not saying that they're super rich or anything, but they are passionate about badminton and it's their full-time job for their life. People like photographers, reporters, stringers, physical coaches, you know, different things. So when I was at the Hong Kong competition, I talked to a couple of them. Hey guys, I'm Badminton Becky. I'm an American living and playing badminton in China. Please hit the subscribe button and follow along as I talk about all things badminton and try to be a top player in my city. Okay, so first up, if you saw my videos from last year's Hong Kong competition, you will recognize this guy. His name is Lock On Tat, and he is a lifelong stringer. Like, his parents were stringer, his brother's a stringer, his wife is a stringer. Obviously, his kids will probably be stringers. Last year, he told me that when he would come home from school, he would like put his book bag down and start stringing badminton rackets. And this year, I had another chance to talk and catch up with him, and I caught him at a very fortuitous moment. Introduce yourself again.
Myself?
Yeah.
How should I introduce myself?
As the Yonex professional stringing team.
Well, we always avoid the professional terms, so we're just a stringer.
You're just stringers, but you're obviously very professional. Okay, how many rackets have you done this time?
Today, just go over 400 today.
Wow.
And this should probably be around 400 and something, 405 or 6.
Do you take any breaks?
Oh yeah, of course.
You took a break today? Okay. And you got your wife and that's your brother, right?
Yeah, my lunch I put in there since 3.
So you just take a bite as you're...
Because this is Lindan's racket and he's going to get it in around 10 more minutes.
Whoa, that's Lindan's racket? Wow.
So I have to work for him before he do the practice at the practice court. And this is the last one of his 5 rackets. So he got all of his rackets for tonight's tournament. He's playing the first
after the break?
First section today.
First section.
Yeah, around 6 or 6:30.
Wow.
So just cut all his 5 rackets.
That's Lindan's racket right there. He's gonna be playing with tonight. Do you feel more pressure like with a legend like Lindan, or
No.
you don't care?
I'm more pressure with this.
But that's like a true professional. You're like, whoever, a legend, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we work all the same for every single one.
Right.
They're all the same.
There it is, the Lindan racket finished.
Yeah, he's gonna play.
Do you think he's gonna win?
We wish.
Yeah, me too.
This is his second round.
It's for today and all of these. So what time do you think you'll finish tonight?
We leave yesterday at 11:45.
11:45. And what time do you arrive?
8 something.
8 something. And how many people you guys have?
Today we got 4.
4.
We got 6 yesterday.
6 yesterday, 4 today.
Yeah.
Man, you know, you're the unsung heroes. Hardest working people in the tournament. Right here. Okay, can I see you spray it?
Alright, here we go. So first of all, we're gonna identify which is the forehand and the backhand. Normally we'll see from here, but it's it's not visible, right?
Yeah.
So for example, like this racket. So here is the the forehand. The forehand.
Yeah.
So we just put this. So it's here. The
So you
logo,
put that up.
Yeah, put this up, and
Okay.
then this card must be on here. So this is the forehand side.
Uh-huh.
If like this case, since we can't see the forehand here, so we'll just identify through this logo.
Oh.
Okay, so when your logo is down here, so
you know that's
yes.
the up side.
Yes, so we just put this card here. use anything just to put.
Just keep it clean.
Yes, just to keep it clean. And then we have two color. One is black and one is red. Black color is red color is for this white color or the yellow base string.
Like the brighter.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then the black color is for this our aerobike string, which consists of two color. Yeah, so this.
So it depends on the strings.
Yes.
You choose the color. Okay, okay.
So we're gonna do a feel, make the ink come out, and then after that, we just start do the steps. Then when we do the stand, when we do the logo, we must make sure it's not so thick, so that it won't affect the player performance.
Strings at all, yeah.
Yeah, and because players are sensitive, so.
Could it? Like if you put it on too thick, it could
Okay, so
maybe affect
yes,
the racket a
it
little?
will,
Yeah.
it will affect the player feeling and performance.
Okay. But you put it on both sides.
Yes, both sides, so it will be visible.
And it dries very quickly?
Just
1
put it-
second?
Yeah, just like a few seconds, and then it could be dry. Then normally we'll check whether it has, because this one is made of the fur, right?
Right.
So just to check whether is anything drop on it. If all good, then you're good to go.
It's like so much work for just putting the I never thought about
Not
how much
really.
work.
Not really that much, but yeah.
Well, I think it's really cool. I think it's a lot of work.
If they do it wrongly, they'll just cut it and
They get in trouble?
no,
Oh, they cut it.
I got you.
And you-
They just cut it and send it back to me. I'm sorry,
no. And
I
I
make
was
it
like-
wrong. So can you make it again? Like,
I mean,
These are what all we have done, and they're putting here with different models. So the players are coming and get their own rackets based on the models. And
do you feel proud looking at that? You're like, I did that. Sure. You should feel proud. You accomplished all of that. And it looks so beautiful all together. And the grips and the logo. This is a Yonex-Sunrise badminton competition. So Yonex are the only stringers that are allowed in this arena. He did tell me though that the other companies will often have they'll bring someone to a hotel room, or they'll use a local machine and they'll bring a stringer with them. He is willing to string any racket, but it will be branded Yonex on the strings. And if you are not a Yonex sponsored player, you have to pay for it. So, but he can string anyone's rackets.
Next up is a guy who I was very excited to meet because he's American. There are not many Americans that are on the badminton circuit. He doesn't play, he's not a player, but he is involved full time. His life is involved with badminton. I'm here with Sean Casey. If you follow Viktor Axelsen, you definitely recognize him as Viktor's PT, right?
Say physical coach.
Physical coach and BBB, best badminton buddy. They always seem to be hanging out in videos and stuff. So I'm super excited, and thank you
you're
for
more than
talking
welcome.
to me, because we got another American here, and like we were saying, very rare and crazy. So I just wanted to know, like, how did you get involved with a top Danish player in badminton?
Kind of crazy, but how we originally started off was I had done some work for someone in Germany, and Victor had reached out for him for nutrition help, and the guy said, I'm not the guy you want to speak with. There's a Sean Casey in the States who'd be a good fit for you.
How did you get involved in Germany? It was badminton in Germany, or nutrition?
Not nutrition. I'd actually done a lot of writing on the nutrition side of things, the physical training, and that's what got me connected with this professor in Germany who did a lot of blogging as well. So
And this is just like nutrition for recovery, or
nutrition for recovery, a lot on nutritional supplements, also looking at general health and nutrition on there. And he was familiar with my background on both the sports nutrition side as well as the physical training side of things.
And then continue.
And this guy also did a lot of writing himself, and Victor had seen his writings and sought him out, and it was through him he got redirected to me.
And you were like just hanging out in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
And like Victor called you up and was like, hey man, I play badminton. And you were like, what?
What's that?
Oh, the backyard sport?
No, so I had more of a background in your traditional American sports, American football, basketball, a lot of swimming. And so when he reached out to me, I had watched a lot of YouTube on badminton.
Did you?
I probably spent a solid 200 hours just glued to the computer, making myself more familiar with the sport.
That's awesome, yeah.
So we started, it would have been, I want to say, about October 2014, so it's been about 5 years now. We started with just nutrition, and we then switched to doing both nutrition as well as physical training together.
And it seems like you travel like to a
Yes.
lot of competitions
Yes.
with him. So
Yep.
is he kind of like your number one client now?
Yeah, Victor's my main client that I work with at that time. I mean, it's I still have some people I work with in other places, but right now the main focus is working with him going into the 2020 year.
Olympics.
I know it's a
Yeah.
big year, so focus, take things one day at a time.
Have you had like since you've learned a lot about badminton? I mean, was it a big learning curve, or is it similar-ish enough to like basketball and things you're familiar with, like in terms of physical training?
Every sport has its own unique things that you have to kind of work around. But the main focus is being able to help somebody move more efficiently. And there are similarities in movement patterns between, say, badminton and some of your other sports. To a degree, you have a lot of the rotational motions you'll see in tennis athletes. A lot of the change of direction, with basketball. And so, like I said, although it has its own unique characteristics, there's similarities to other sports, and you always want to focus on the individual and first get the individual moving healthy and normal, and then you can start worrying about the sport stuff later.
So since now you're this expert in badminton,
I don't know about an expert, but we're learning.
well, I mean, the results speak for itself. Your number one client is okay. So
He's pretty good before I started working with him, so I can't take too much credit.
I think you could take a little. Would you say 5 years? You could take a little credit. Have other badminton players tried to coach you? Have you worked with other badminton players?
Right now I'm pretty exclusive just with Victor on that, so we invest a lot of time in each other and on that, so other sports, but he's the main focus in terms of badminton.
Gotcha. So no stealing, Sean here. He's Victor's, okay? What's the most unexpected thing about badminton as an American?
As an American, in America, no one refers to it as the shuttlecock.
It's the birdie.
It's the birdie. So I quickly learned no one calls it birdie on the international level. That's purely an American.
So
true story.
now do you love badminton?
Oh, I love badminton.
What's your favorite sport?
Badminton.
Yeah, know your audience. Play to the audience.
One of the few Americans who's watched more badminton in the last year than probably every other sport combined over the last 5 years. So, yeah. So
Impressive.
yes,
Impressive.
indeed. All right.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
Hey, well, thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Sean turned out to be a really nice guy, and we hung out a lot when Victor was playing. Sean was in the stands, and we sat together. And one of the things I found most fascinating is he watches badminton different than I. He is not paying attention to the shuttle and the moves. He's focusing on the players and how their bodies move. Not just Victor's, but everybody. And actually, he said, in life, he just kind of unconsciously pays attention to how people move their bodies. If you have a physical coach, that's the kind of person you want. The person that all the time is paying attention to movement and bodies and how bodies move. That's such a different mindset that I can't even imagine how he sees the world. But if you want someone to help you improve your body, that's the guy to go to. So I think it's really great that there are jobs in badminton that are outside of just players and coaches, and that people can spend their entire life doing something that they love and following their passion and making it a profession. Good for them, and I really just hope badminton can continue to grow and support more people outside of just the small circle of players, that it can have this entire ecosystem of people that live their whole life with badminton.